I'm here with football journalist Rich Scott of Moorlands Radio. Can you tell me all about the coverage that Moorlands do with the local non-league clubs in the area?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Neil, for having me on. So we basically do all the coverage, or I like to think we do all the coverage for the local non-league clubs: Leek, Kidsgrove, Congleton, Newcastle, Hanley, Buxton we cover as well a bit, Stonehalder, Alsage, Abbeyton. I think that's everyone we cover. We've got about 11 or 12 teams, Sandbach United and Nantwich on there as well. And we do live commentary, regular updates. I do a lot of updates, interviews. We've got the podcast for Moorlands Sports Extra, where we speak to all the local clubs on a rotational basis and do that. Of course, what I say, we have the commentary. Yeah, we mainly commentate on Leek Town, but if Leek Town aren't playing, you'll find us at another game. We've done Kidsgrove FA Cup ties. Of course, we went Hartlepool a few years ago. More recently, Vauxhall Motors here when they won 3-0 when they were top of the league. We've done Congleton Town matches. Obviously, we did the playoff final last year with Congleton. But we go around and we love giving Premier League style coverage to our local non-league clubs, and we absolutely love it. And that's not just me, that's Tony, Ian, Dave, Chris, who's just joined us, James, Rich in the studio. All our local non-league, all our staff love giving the coverage to our non-league clubs.
As a football journalist, tell me about your general day covering a match. How does it start? How does it end?
So it starts probably a couple of days beforehand, well, a couple of weeks beforehand. I'll look at the fixtures, see who's playing, see where I am, because Moorlands Radio, we're all volunteers. So I have a day job as well. I have to work some Saturdays. So I look at who's playing, where they're playing, what the story is really to the game. You know, if there's a big local derby, I'll be there, or we'll have someone there. If there's a big top of the table clash, we'll try and get someone there, or even a big FA Cup run or an FA Vars run. We've had some fantastic coverage over the years with the FA Vars and the FA Cup, not least here when Workington scored, when we played Workington Kidsgrove, and Ruminio scored that goal in extra time, and Jepson scored from the halfway line. So we look at that, and then it's looking at the, for me personally, I look at who's playing, who scored goals, what the record is, and then it's, match day, it's getting to the ground, getting that all-important pre-match burger in for me, get my fuel in before the game, and then it's on air. We go on air at 2 o'clock of the show, but it's about 2:45. They'll come over to me, they'll give me a preview, and then I'm connected through to full time. It's updates, so it's what's happening. Is there a red card? Is there a goal? If it's 0-0, what's the chances being like? Who's got the better chances? And then full time, it's a 30-second summary, or as quick as I can get it, because sometimes, trust me, I can go on a lot longer. And then after that, it's post-match interviews, get them wrapped up, get them sent into the studio to Rich Cooper to play out, and then it's get them filmed as well, get them on YouTube and social media, and then it's preparing for the podcast, and then it's home, and I finish up doing more than stuff, and then I do stuff for the non-league paper. So I'm finishing up on a Saturday night, sometimes about 10 o'clock, half 10 at night, depending on how they're doing. And that's when fans are sat in the bar having a pint or what have you. I'm busy working, and the other lads, they're travelling because they follow Leek Town home and away, and they've obviously got to go up to the northeast now for last season, and of course this season with them.
As a journalist, what would you say is the greatest moment of your career, or the thing you're most proud of?
Oh gosh, you're asking there, Neil. I've done a couple of games at Wembley in the press box. They were fantastic. I interviewed Martin Tyler, the Sky Sports commentator, for me journalism project in uni, so that was quite an interesting to chat to him. I'm a Chorley fan. I've commentated on them and what have you, so I've been everywhere. It's so tough to pick out bits. I'm going to say it's not really media connected, but I have written a book. I wrote about Nantwich winning the 2005-2006 FA Vars. So did all the media for it, because I was connected with Nantwich Town at the time. I was the press officer. 10 years later, this was, of course. So they had a reunion night, so I helped the Supporters Association organise for the FA Vars to make an appearance at the Swansway Stadium, as it's known now, and helped organise that night.
Another one, what's the greatest game you've commentated on in your career, so in terms of entertainment?
Oh gosh, that's another tough one. There's been some fantastic games. I mean, the playoff semi-final for Congleton last year was fantastic, went to penalties. Congleton equalising in the 90th minute. Kidsgrove, when they beat Vauxhall Motors here 3-0, that was a great game, and Kidsgrove looked really unstoppable at the time, and I thought they were going to be playoffs minimum. That was 2 seasons ago. I weren't commentating, but when Leek went up and won the league, that was such a momentous day for Leek Town because of their heartbreak that they've had over the years. So there's been so many great moments. It's tough to pick out. I'm going to go home tonight. I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to come up with a completely different answer, Neil.
Brilliant. Last one. You must commentate on some absolute stink. There must be 4 or 5 stinkers over the course of the season. What do you need to make it sound exciting on the radio?
Oh, it's tough. You've just got to enjoy football. I love my football, as you know. I love my non-league football, so, you know, it could be the most boring 0-0, and I'll find something interesting to say about it and make it sound exciting. Because I think, and I'm pretty sure any radio person will tell you this, if you're not making it sound interesting on the radio, your listeners are not going to tune in. And it's the same if you're doing social media, if you're doing a match, but if you don't make it sound interesting, why should your listeners or why should your viewers or your readers stay connected with the piece or your work you're doing? So you've got to try and find a way of making that bit entertaining.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we'll see you across the season. Rich Scott.
Thank you.